Hello, everyone. I am joined today by LFA strawweight Ashley Nichols. Ashley, how are we doing today?
Good. Just done solid grappling practice and some pad work. So getting ready for this fight.
Yeah, you got a big fight coming up, training at Niagara Top Team. So I wanted to ask, you lived in Thailand for a bit. How did you get started at Niagara Top Team?
Yeah, so I was actually in Cambridge at the time and I was competing Muay Thai. I took a world title fight in I don't know what year it was. It was a while back. So I took a title fight and then I lost the fight. And then after that, I was like, because I wasn't really training as much or taking fighting seriously that at the time. And I decided like after the fight, I was going to go to Thailand to train and completely just focus on fighting and be a fighter. And so yeah, that's how I went to Thailand. And then I fought, I think 6 times. I was supposed to fight 8 times, and two got canceled. So yeah, I was there for about 8 months, competed like on all the royal families like celebrations and whatnot. I even competed in China as well for one of the events out there. And then after my time there, I decided to return back to Cambridge. I was there for a bit, and then I decided to move to Ottawa because I had a coach out in Ottawa that you know invited me out to train martial arts and do some teaching for Muay Thai and whatnot. And then so yeah, I was there for a while, and um, that's when I decided to return to MMA.
Got
Yeah,
it. Okay, and then that's when you came over to Niagara Top Team, came over, and you
yeah. So I
started
was
to.
yeah, I was training at a gym in Ottawa, and actually Kevin Popovic Bastian,
Mm-hmm.
he was on the same team. We were training at the same gym, and he was going to um NTT for his fights. And then I was training with him once, and then Jazz and Chris invited me to
Nice.
come and train at NTT. So that's how I got connected.
Okay.
And yeah, I traveled to train here for I think 2 weeks to like try it out, and then I kind of knew on like after the first or second practice that I was like, it's where I needed to train if I was going to take MMA seriously. Because obviously the coaches and the team are the best in Canada
Yep.
and arguably the world.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, yeah, it was definitely the right move for my career.
No, definitely, I agree. I mean, you've obviously made drastic improvements in your game since moving over to Niagara Top Team, and I mean, it is the best gym in Canada, in my opinion. So I definitely agree with you there. So, who are some of the people that help you out most? I know you brought up Jasmine Jazz Devicius. I know you guys are in fight camp together right now. How is it to be in fight camp with her, and just who are some of the other guys that help you out?
Yeah, it's awesome to be in fight camp. Also, our last fights as well, it was like very close to the same fight day. And it's just like the energy, like everyone is preparing. I mean, we have different game plans and whatnot and different training partners specifically for our fights. However, it's just the energy. Everyone is, pushing each other to really, you know, become the best that we can be for these fights. And it's just she's so inspiring. She helps me with wrestling, uh, grappling. Like it's just very inspiring to get to train with her and to learn from the coaches and the team itself. Like everyone is so hardworking and just dedicated and passionate about fighting and about helping each other. We're all like working together so that we can achieve the goals. So it's really inspiring.
Yeah, no, I mean, Niagara Top Team seems like one of the more tight knit gyms around. I know all like the guys, like they all hang out like outside of the gym, and like I feel like it's like a very big like family thing there. It's like I know a lot of gyms try to have that family mindset, but Niagara Top Team definitely does it well. So I love the gym. I definitely appreciate what you guys do
Yeah,
out there.
and I I joined the team a bit like obviously later, whatnot. However, like one of the things I'm really grateful for is like they welcomed me to the team and, treated me as a part of the team. And
Yeah.
that was really inspiring. And I really appreciate that. So,
Yeah, no, definitely. So you have a fight in LFA coming up against Nadia Vera, third fight in the promotion, but it's not your third fight in a row in the promotion. Did you sign a multi-fight deal this time or no?
so I did have a multi-fight deal with LFA, and I was able to also compete at BTC.
Got it.
Like that
Okay.
was my most recent fight, and yeah, so this is the third fight with LFA.
Uh-huh.
It's the return after the loss from the
Amarim fight.
strawweight title.
Yes.
However, ready to make a statement, and like preparations is going really well, and my mindset, everything ready to scrap next week.
Love to hear it. So, what do you know about your opponent, and are you expecting anything specific to happen in this fight, or are you just gonna go in there and figure it out?
She's kind of almost like a brawler. She's strong, like preparing to counter any of those the style that she has, like her brawling style, and in the clinch, just play my game that I do in the clinch. However, it's going to be more like keeping the distance, keeping the range, but also chipping away and like just making sure that I'm always countering or always just pulling out of range and then countering. So it's going to be another technical fight.
No, most
But
definitely.
also, I want to do some damage too. So
Yeah, of
want to bring
course.
the warrior energy and whatnot. So
Okay. So, like we were talking about before, your loss to Amarim. She's in the UFC now. Three of your four losses are to girls who have been in the UFC. What would you say are some of the advantages and disadvantages of having fought such a high level of competition so early on in your career?
I think it's just have experience, so going into fights and whatnot. Like I know I'm a warrior. I know I'm a fighter. I know like when it's time to make the walk, my mindset and my spirit, everything is going to be ready to fight. So I think that's what it helps me with is just I have experience, so I go in and I'm just ready to fight.
Nice. So you play the guitar and you sing. What started your love for music, and do you play any other instruments or do anything else with that?
Um, yeah, so I think like um, some of my family were in bands and whatnot, like, and that's kind of how I got introduced to music early on. And I never practiced then. I wish I did. I wish it started then. However, I didn't. So I think the pandemic happened, and then I was like, well, I'm gonna learn something new. So I decided to get a guitar, and it's a slow process. And I always try to learn songs that I can sing. So that's kind of what I try to do is, and it helps with like learning, like keeping my brain sharp. Also, it kind of helps with like anxiety too.
Yeah,
So like,
most definitely.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Um, uh, yeah. So it just helps me to, I guess practice. Practice new things instead of just fighting.
Yeah,
So
no, it helps keep you sharp. It helps, relieve anxiety. It does a couple different things for you. I just, I like what music does for you. It seemed like it had a big impact on your life. So
yeah,
you fought
thank
two
you.
times in the same night at TKO 39, and you won a four-woman tournament. I know those are common in Muay Thai and kickboxing, and you've fought multiple times in all those. But did it feel any different having two fights in one night in MMA?
Yes, I have fought um, like tournaments, and I think fighting MMA it was similar, but also not because I find like MMA is like the realist in terms of combat sports, right? There's just so many rounds. You have to be good everywhere, and we got the 4 ounce gloves, so it's more dangerous. So yeah, fighting twice in one night was awesome, and definitely a good experience to have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you started in a short film and or documentary. I'm not 100% sure which one it was, but it was
That
called
was a short film.
Okay. It was called
Yeah.
Emptying the Tank. Just tell me how you got
Yeah.
involved in that and what the experience was like.
Yes, through I think the indigenous community, like a lot of indigenous communities know about my experience as a fighter, and somebody had messaged me. They wanted to do a short film, and that's just how it happened.
That's
Someone
awesome.
messaged me and said they wanted to do a short film. It was almost like a um, it wasn't like I was acting. It was like a short film on me
Yeah.
for fighting. Yeah. Um, so yeah, that's how I got connected with that, and it's another indigenous producer writer, and yeah, it's another cool experience, I
Yeah,
guess.
it was
Yeah.
just a deeper look into your career as a fighter and everything.
It was
Nice.
very artistic. It was an
That's awesome.
artistic type of perspective. Yeah.
Okay. So like you talked about your culture, the Ojibwe and Chippewa cultures.
Yeah. So uh, Ojibwe and Chippewa are similar.
Mhm.
They're the same.
Yeah.
So Chippewa, Potawatomi, and Oneida. Those are
Okay.
my three tribes, and I'm also part Irish. So
Okay. So how do those impact your daily life? Because I know you're very deep into your culture and you're very deep into your historical roots.
I think just in general, like spirituality or culture is important just to bring meaning to life.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like ritual, ceremony, that kind of stuff is like important for me. It just, keeps my mind and spirit just on a like a almost like a good stability. So yeah.
Okay, nice. So you had a rough year in 2018. You took a long break until 2022, but you did have some jiu-jitsu tournaments. You made the move to Niagara Top Team, and you trained with girls like Juliana Miller and Alima May McFarland. So, what was the reason for the break, and what else did you kind of do in that time?
Yeah, so the break happened in 2018. I actually I think it was like the year before then even I was almost like suffering from burnout, like just like overtraining, survival mode. Like my life was kind of not really, um, it wasn't, basically, I didn't have my shit together.
Okay,
So, um,
okay,
yeah, I decided in 2018 I had four losses. Like I lost twice in Glory, I lost twice in Invicta,
yeah, it was a
and
rough
then
year.
I was also like not doing well outside of fighting.
Okay,
So I decided that I needed to take a break, and then from there, just kind of take time to reset and return to like like good health. And so I did that, and then after the break, I was like, recharged again. I was like, okay, I still want to fight. And like MMA because I
okay,
was competing jiu-jitsu.
yes,
Um, and that's an important part of MMA as well. So it helps me,
yeah,
right?
definitely.
Help my grappling. And so yeah, after I finally was like recharged and had a clear mind, I was like, I still want to fight MMA. I'm not done. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. I love to hear that you were able to like come back and still have that passion and still have that love and that the burnout wasn't like a permanent thing. And now you've been able to, do big things with your career. You're the BTC strawweight champion. I should have introduced you as that. I don't know why I just introduced you as
It's all
LFA
good.
strawweight. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I don't know why I
No,
did that.
no, it's
Thinking
all good.
thinking back on it
Yeah,
now.
don't even, yeah, don't worry about that. Like, it's, at the end of the day, I'm Ashley. Yeah,
So
okay.
I wanted to ask about Ruby SC and what guys like Jake Sage have been able to do for your career.
Yeah, like Jake he's one of the managers for a lot of the fighters at Niagara Top Team,
Hmm.
and just a very kind, like caring person. And so that's awesome, right? And it's like, it's important for me, actually. It's a value of mine, like to know that, people that you're surrounded by actually care about you. So, yeah, like in general, he works hard to get us fights. And, so here I am now fighting in LFA, and, just fought for a BTC title. And so, yeah, very grateful for people like Jake. and for like coaches, like Matt and Chris, and just grateful in general. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
So, last one for me. I just wanted to ask simply, what are your goals in the sport?
Yeah, I think like a goal of mine is to, ultimately, make it to like one of the larger promotions. And for now, it's just to continue to improve, to make sure that skill wise I'm improving and prepared for those fights if I ever make it there. So yeah, that's what my goal is.
Okay, Ashley, it was amazing to be able to talk to you. I will hope to talk again soon in the future. I wish you luck in your fight, and I can't wait to watch you perform.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great interview. Thank you.
Thank you.